Previously on Life of Lesa. I took some time off, but now it's game time. Which is right now we're off to town to go and get a cap and a gown and a sash for graduation. I liked you better on the first time. Just turned down your avenue. I ended up going with this, and I hope that it's gonna be good. So yeah, right now I'm just practicing the eye look for tomorrow. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes of Life of Lesa, I definitely recommend that you do go check them out. But for now, let's tune into this latest episode. Graduation morning, and I'm about to do my makeup. And yeah, I'm actually, like, you guys remember I was trying to test out eye looks last night. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna go with it today. But yeah, I'm about to do my makeup. I just finished doing my mom's, and I also finished doing her hair. She looks like a graduate's mother. And that's on period. But yeah, it's graduation day. I'm super duper excited. I think the time right now is like 10:10, so I really need to get a move on because you need to leave the house at 2 to get to the graduation venue. So yeah, and like I started doing some TikToks as well that I want to do transitions for. So it's just a little bit busy, okay, but we'll get through it. We'll get past it. My room right now is semi-messy, so do not judge. It's a busy morning, okay? But yeah, let me get to doing my makeup. Let me actually show you my mom. And I don't think you guys have met my mom on this channel, so yeah. Where is she? Mommy.
Butter.
Say hi to my channel.
Hello, people. How are you?
Say hi to the vlog. To my subbies. So I finished doing her makeup for today. Let me know how I did. I think she looks
stunning,
and that's on period. And yeah, so she's getting some stuff ready for my dinner after the graduation. So this is my brother Tato. Tato. Hi, say hi. My little cutie, naughty. My naughty boy. Okay then. But yeah, now I'm about to do my makeup, and Oh, this lighting is just forever gonna be an issue. But yeah, so as I said, I was doing some TikToks. So yeah, now I'm gonna start doing my makeup, and yeah, maybe we can like sit and talk for a bit while I do my makeup. But I also really want to play some music. What do we do? Okay, I think for now, while I'm starting my makeup, we can sit and talk, and then I'll play my music later on. That should work. That should work, right? I think it should. So let me just put you guys on this tripod. Again, my room is a mess, so no judging. Bet we good. Ooh, you guys are dirty. Okay. And as I had shown you guys, these are my nails. So I've already done my skincare, and I've prepped my skin by putting on primer. I wanted the primer to sit for a little bit, so that's why I did it earlier. This lighting is just not it. This is the great lighting. Let me sit by my desk instead and do my makeup there. Yeah? That looks like it works. What? And people are going to be in and out of my room. So, sorry about that. I did give you a heads up though, so don't say I didn't warn ya. I'm just gathering my makeup, guys. Okay, I have my small mirror here as well. Let us get into this makeup for my graduation. I think it's so crazy that I'm even saying that. Like, wow. God is really showing off. So I don't even know if I've told you guys the story about how I even ended up at Inkscape. So let's do a little story time, shall we? While I get ready for my graduation. So for me, the first time I had ever found out about Inkscape was when I was in high school. So I think I was like in grade 10, and we had a visual arts excursion. So basically, in high school, one of my subjects was visual arts. I was an art student, and so at one of the trips, one of the excursions, we, went to see museums and things of that nature. And then we also went to design universities, right? And this again was the first time I had ever been to Inkscape. I had never heard of it before then. So so we went to the old campus, so because the one that I ended up going to was a new campus. So we went to the old campus, and that was the first time I ever seen it, first time I'd ever heard of Inkscape, all of that stuff. So okay, so then we got there. It was cool or whatever, cute school, like chill vibes, whatever. And then when we got to the tour, and then I started hearing about all the different programs that they have and how they support their students, all of that stuff, I was sold. I was like, this is it. This is where I want to go. That's on period. It's a private school, super expensive. I have no business going there because my family cannot afford to take me to the school. But one way or another, we're going there, and that's it. And I had made up my mind. I'd made my mind, like my mind was set. That was it. I wasn't going to go anywhere else. So fast forward to matric now. When time came for me to apply for universities and things of that nature, I refused to apply anywhere else. And it ended up being such an issue that day in, day out, I was having arguments with my grandparents and my mom, like, why the heck are you not applying anywhere else? Like, no one can take you to Inscape, so don't even bet on it because you can't go there. We cannot afford to take you to a school that is like 100K a year. Like, there's no way we can do that. And I was like, I get it, but I'm going to Inscape one way or another. If that means I need to go hunting for scholarships, I'm going to do that, but I need to go to Inscape. There's nowhere else that I want to go. I'm not going to be happy anywhere else. Like, you know, so it was just, for the longest time, this ongoing issue that we ended up having. I'm missing my pencil, my eyebrow pencil. Okay, anyway, so yeah, for the longest time that was just, you know, an issue. I'd come back home, they'd be like, have you applied anywhere else? And I'm like, no, I'm not applying anywhere else except for Inscape. And so anyway, it was this issue. And then for Inscape, to apply, you need to have 750 Rand, or at the time, I don't know what it is now, but to apply at Inscape, you needed to have 700. My brother is watching Power Rangers and he's being very noisy. I'm so sorry. But anyway, to apply to Inscape, you need to have 750 Rand. And my grandmother was like, I can't give you that. We can't give you 750 Rand for something that isn't going to be guaranteed, because even if you do, you know, get into the school, we cannot take you to Inscape. That's not going to work. So I'm not going to give you 750 that I know is going to go down the drain, right? So then I was like, all right, then bet. That's fine. I will figure it out myself, I guess. So it took me 3 months to save up 750 Rand. And when I was saving that up, I basically got that money from like anytime I was given pocket money or lunch money, things of that nature. I would not eat at school because I wanted this so bad. So I wouldn't buy lunch when they gave me lunch money. Instead, I would, this is my mirror, guys, sorry. Instead, I would save it for Inscape, for my Inscape application. And then after 3 months of not eating at school and saving any money that I came across, like if someone was gonna, like if a visitor came and they gave me money, or I went to go visit my other grandmother and she gave me money, like all of that stuff, all of that money I would save towards Inscape. So 3 months later, 3 months after doing all of this, I finally have 750 on the dot. Nothing more, nothing less. Like literally 750 on the dot. And at that point, then I started to have doubts. I was like, oh my gosh, well, I have it. All I need to do now is submit my application and then go to the bank and deposit this money. And, you know, that'll be it. But at that point, I started having doubts about it, you know, because like with this money, it became real. Like the possibility of applying to Inscape had become real. So I was, you know, doubting it. And, my brother's so noisy. So then I was like, okay, let me go talk to my grandfather about it. So like my grandfather, for me, you guys, is like my sounding board. And, you know, he always gives guidance and advice without dictating what you should do, you know, and that is something that he has always done like forever. He would always give guidance and, you know, give you his opinion, but at the end of the day, it will always have to be my decision for stuff. So I went to go talk to him. I was like, bro, I have 750 Rand for this application. He was so shocked. He was like, where the heck did you get 750 from? And I was like, I haven't been eating for 3 months. Any money that I got, I saved. Every money that you guys would give me for buying lunch at school, that's what I saved. I wouldn't eat at school, yada, 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 yada. And he was like, I mean, you went through all of that. You might as well just apply at this point and we'll see what happens, I guess. So the next morning, I got off the school bus and I went to the bank. Luckily, we had a Standard Bank close to my school. So that morning, I got off the bus and I went to Standard Bank to go and deposit this 750 because, and I ended up being late that morning to school. But I was like, this needs to happen now. I can't wait anymore. So I went and I deposited that 750 that morning, and then I got the proof of payment, and then after that that afternoon I went and I did my submission with the proof of payment and everything. I submitted my application. And you guys, throughout that entire process, like leading up to the time that I had the 750, I was like so sure about Inkscape, and I was praying for it every day. My brother Tapelo, if you're watching this, shout out. He really helped me down throughout that entire process. It was such a stressful time. But my brother Tapelo would be praying with me like this. People have a Harvard or Princeton, and for me, that's what Inkscape was. So anyway, so fast forward to the time that I had the 750, I went, made the deposit, got the proof of payment, and then that afternoon I submitted my application with that proof of payment. And then I think about like a month later, I mean, they gave me like a call to acknowledge that they've received my application and, with the proof of payment and everything. And then about a month or two later, no, I don't think it was 2 months. About a month later, they phone and they like, hi, would love to meet you. When can we set up a day for an interview? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. So I was freaking out, and then I set up a day. I think it was a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So I tell everyone at home, I'm like, you guys, I have a interview at Inkscape on this day. I think it was a Wednesday. I might be wrong, but I think it was a Wednesday. I was like, I have an interview at Inkscape on this day. So please pick me up at school, after school, and take me there. So the whole family came along. My mom, my little brother, my grandmother, and my grandfather. We had the interview. I mean, they took me to the interview. I got there. They wanted me to do like a little test of some sort. It had like a bunch of random stuff, that test. It was still very confusing to this day, like what they wanted to get from that test. I don't know. And I was someone that had I still actually have an issue with being tested, like, having like a time put up against you and you have to answer some questions, or like anytime someone tells me something is a test, I get major anxiety. So that was something that I wasn't prepared for. Like, I didn't know I had to come there and take a test. So I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I gotta do a test. I thought it'd be math questions and I suck with math, and I was just panicking. But it was like a bunch of random stuff which I ended up passing as well. I don't even know how. And then, so I took that test, and then after that, I went for my interview, and it was with the campus director at Inkscape. At the time, the campus director for Durban was Raymond, who was the best. But so I had an interview with a guy named Raymond, and he was like, wow, you actually did really good at your test. Like, this is actually, like, this test is so random that most people get it, they fail it because it's just a bunch of random stuff, like, so it's sometimes not answered correctly, and I had like passed it really well. And I was like, dang, okay, thank you. And then so I had my interview, and in that interview I even expressed to him that this is me just trying and hoping that God pulls through for me, because I don't know how I'm going to attend to the school and pay for it. I can't afford it. My family cannot, literally, physically, even if they were to try and scrape up money, it's not possible. So I'm applying here because this is my dream school, but there's a chance I'm not even going to make it to one of your desks as a student because I can't afford the school. And then he was like, don't write yourself off, that quickly. There's scholarships out there, and he gave me some options of places to call that give scholarships, or that have given Inkscape students scholarships before. and most of these places were like design studios and stuff. So I was like, okay. And then he was like, there's also a scholarship that Inscape offers, but it only opens in October. And I was like, okay. So uh, after that interview, I was accepted immediately. He was like, no, you're going to be a great fit at Inscape, yada, yada, yada. We'd love to accept you. And I was over the moon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually got into my dream school. And then, oh, what am I doing? And then after that, yeah, I got back in the car. Oh, I shook his hand, of course, left the campus, got in the car, and was like so excited. And I was like, they just accepted me on the spot. I got in. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, congratulations. They were happy for me, but at the same time, I could tell they were like frightened or scared, because they were like, this girl is about to have a really big disappointment, because this girl's about to have a really big disappointment because this is probably as far as she's gonna get, right? Because again, they can't pay for it. So I could tell, even in their excitement, they were like still really scared for me. And at that point, it was starting to get really late to apply to any other university, because I had refused to apply anywhere. So anywhere else. So anyway, that night I got back home and I did research on all of the places that the campus director had mentioned to me, that they do scholarships, or that they provide scholarships for students. So I researched all of them, downloaded all the application forms for the ones that I could find, and then all the other places that where I couldn't find an application form, I waited for the next day to phone them. So when I'd gotten back from school the following day, I started doing phone calls, phoning people, phoning those companies to find out if they could give me a scholarship for Inscape. And then I don't remember all the companies, and I don't remember all the responses, but I know none of them panned out. I didn't get very far at all with any of them. In terms of, like, even with an application, some places I couldn't apply at all, other places it was closed, other places I applied but I didn't get a call back, whatever. So at that point I had started being very demotivated by the fact that I'm probably not going to get a scholarship, and now I'm probably not even going to go to university the following year because it was, too late to apply anywhere else, like at the normal public universities. And, I started panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just shot myself in the foot. And then in the midst of that panic, my older brother still came through and was just this like calming force that always kept me grounded. And he was like, just don't lose faith in God. God is going to make this happen for you. Do not lose faith in God. Believe it and claim that you've already received it and it's going to happen. It's already been written. It's already been done. This is yours. So, anytime I was ever doubtful, I would pray, or I'd phone him, we'd pray together, all of that stuff. And then, so those didn't work out. I think this was maybe around July. And then, I took a break from it a little bit. I was still praying about it. Every time just praying about getting, I had already gotten in, so now I was praying about actually being able to go there. And then October came and I was like, okay, I can't find a place to get a scholarship. So October 1 or October 2, I phoned Inscape and I'm like, have you guys opened your scholarship applications yet? They said no, and they gave me a date that it's going to open on this day. And then I waited for that day to come, and once it did, I applied. And then after I applied, it was a while. I don't know how long in specific, but it was a while after I had applied. And they phoned me back, or they phoned me and they were like, hi, we want you to come to Inscape this weekend because you have made the top 16 students in Durban who are eligible for getting this scholarship. And if you get the scholarship, you'll either get 90% coverage, 60% coverage, or 20% coverage. Of course, I was praying for the 90% because again, I can't afford it. So okay, that weekend came, I went to Inscape, and I did the test. So they called it the what do they call it? I can't remember, but there was a name for that scholarship thing. But basically, it was just a really a fun day. It didn't even feel like they were trying to scout for people to give the scholarship to. And honestly, I even forgot. When I was there, I was so in the moment and just so in awe that I was at Inscape interacting with some of the lecturers at Inscape, interacting with possible peers. And it completely left my mind that I was actually there to try and get a scholarship because I was just so in the moment. So so the day happened. We had the whole thing happening. It literally felt like a fun day. And then what happened? Oh, and then before I left, I asked them when do we get to find out whether or not we got the scholarship? And then they say early December. And I say, okay. December comes and I phone. I'm like, hi, when should we, expect to hear any response or results about about whether or not we got the scholarship? And then they were like, oh, within this week. And I think it was that first week of December. So they're like, within this week, probably before Wednesday. And I was like, okay. Then Wednesday comes and they still hadn't said anything, and I was getting very anxious. So I was like, I'm just gonna phone again. So Wednesday, I think at that point I was, oh my gosh, these dogs, let me close the window. So at that point I was starting to get anxious and very antsy. So I say, I'm just gonna phone again. So that Wednesday, when they said to me, by Wednesday, that same Wednesday, I was like, okay, they haven't said anything, so I'm just gonna phone again because what's the hold up? So I phone and they say to me, oh yeah, no, we're actually doing it right now. We're sending out emails right now. I was like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry for interrupting. I just I was just trying to find out or know what was happening. They're like, no, it's okay. Later on that Wednesday, I get an email. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, this is it. And then I read the first lines and it said, good day, Balisa, congratulations, you have received. And I just stopped at congratulations, you have received, and I broke down. I started praying, I started crying. And my mom came in the room because she was worried. She's like, why the heck is she crying? And I couldn't talk, so I passed her the phone and she read it, and then she started screaming and was very happy. And then my grandmother, my grandfather, everyone, we were so excited. And then my grandfather was the first one to say, oh my gosh, it's a 90% scholarship. And I just cried more. I was like, what is God even doing right now? God is showing off, So I cried even more. I was like, oh my gosh, I got the 90% scholarship. What even is this? What on earth? So yeah, that happened. And then I picked the wrong color, sorry guys. Yeah, so that happened, and I was just over the moon. And then I started phoning. People, mainly the people that had known that I was going through this entire process. So like the first person that I called was obviously my brother, Tapelo. And I was like, bro, I got the scholarship, and it's the 90% scholarship. And he was like, oh yeah, of course I knew that was gonna happen. Hello, God's got you. God has your back. And then I phoned my older cousin Piwo, and yeah, I think those were like the two people that I phoned first. And like while I was just in the midst of crying and like being excited. And then the next day, I think I then phoned my dad, and I told him as well. My dad wasn't really like involved in the process. I don't even think he knew about everything that like I had been going through, just with applying and all that stuff. So yeah, I tell him like, hi, so I got accepted to the school, and I have a 90% scholarship, yada yada. And then he was also very excited. But yeah, you guys, that was the story about how I got to Inkscape. And now just like looking back at that and reflecting on that, the entire process of trying to apply there and go there and be a student there, and actually being a student there, and now I'm like at the other side of it, graduating. That is just mad to me. Like God is just so good, and God is showing off so much, and it honestly would not have happened without God. And it's by God's grace that I'm even sitting here doing my makeup, telling you guys the story, and I'm getting ready for my graduation from Inkscape. Like it's crazy to me, and I don't think I will ever stop thanking God about going to Inkscape. Like I think I'm forever gonna be grateful and thankful that I got that opportunity to go to Inkscape, because my seat as a student there could have been occupied by some other kid that could actually pay for the school. That spot could have been taken, but it wasn't. It was mine. It was for me. It had my name on it. I remember the following year when we had to go to Inkscape to go and pick up our stationery for the year. Like we got to pick up our laptop, textbooks, things of that nature, and the bag. So it's usually put in like this big bag that has like Inkscape graphics on it, and then it has your name stapled on a page. And I remember when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, they're probably not gonna have my stuff because I'm like on scholarship. Maybe I'm gonna get like, I don't know, some knockoff stuff. I don't know what I was thinking or why I thought that. And my stuff was there with all the other students, and I walked in and they were like flipping through the bags to try and find my bag. And I remember they picked it up and they were like, oh, this is yours. And I saw my name on it, and it was just such a surreal moment because I was like, that's mine. That is for me. They catered a bag for me. Like I don't want to get emotional. I don't want to get emotional doing my makeup, but it's just God is just amazing. God is really just doing the most in my life, and I hope someone sees this story and sees it as my testimony of how God is just so good, and how God will show up for you if you let him be there for you. If you let him take the lead in your life, he will show up in the most craziest of ways, and he will put you in the craziest of places where you literally have no business being at, but you're gonna be there. They're gonna know your name, and it will be a rightful spot for you. So yeah, guys, I'm just sitting here reflecting, and I am just in awe of who God is and what he has done for me in my life. and yeah, it's amazing. It's literally amazing. Like, I cannot believe this is me right now. It's crazy. But yeah, my eyes are done. Now I'm just putting on some shimmer. Okay, so I'm trying to do my liner and I can't talk when I'm doing that. So I will talk to you guys when I talk to you guys. I'm just gonna blast some music now and finish up my makeup, and I will talk to you guys once I'm ready or once I've done my makeup. We'll see. Hey guys, so I've just finished doing my makeup. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I tried to do something different, but I always gravitate towards the browns, so my eyes are like brown with a hint of like bone type color. But yeah, this is my beads, so I'm about to go grab something to eat, and I will check you in the next clip with my mom, who's being a weirdo with the background. Okay guys, we are heading out now. I'll try and get some outfit pictures for you guys. I look so bomb. Oh my god, I look so bomb. And then I have my gown here, wallet, and a little clutch. Yeah, it's cool. How best, Tifaga? Say hi to the vlog.
What up?
Never? Yeah. I'm such a professional.
Perfectly.
It's good to be on the vlog.
We out here. You know
My guest of honor.
happy birthday.
Guest
of honor.
Happy birthday.
I mean, respectfully, I feel
it's a
offended.
mixture.
I only guest when Baba said
It's a mixture. So happy birthday and congratulations.
For graduation.
Congratulations for
Respectfully, that's not good. What's this? Nah, man, people, congrats.
Thanks.
Been pushing for a while. 3 years, crazy, ups and downs. Dying, bro. Dying. But now you pulled it through, dog, and proud of you. And also, happy birthday. You're old now. Crazy. No, I'm kidding. You're not young. Youthful.
Forever green.
Forever green. Better greens. Actually, go
Check out Better Greens.
Hey, how you gonna do that? 'Cause it's not about.
I did that. Check out Better Greens. It's gonna be linked somewhere over here. That's it.
I mean, you know, I'm not a man of words.
Words present.
You know what? Stop playing.
Everybody is here. I'm here. I'm back. She's back. I'm back. On the way to the Colossus.
The Colossus are here.
The way you always bring yourself in on a circle.
Yo, long time, my sister.
Way
Asante is here. He's here. And Tequila, I'm here.
What's up, man?
And Ari. Bujam Gala is here. And then Akulu Maranjas. Hey, you look so good.
I'm shy.
That's nuts, Millie.
21, can you do something for me? 21. Can you hit a little rich flex for me? 21. Then 21, can you do something for me? 21. Drop some bars to my pussy ex for me. Then 21, can you do something for me? Can you talk to the ops next for me? Okay. 21, do your thing. 21, do your thing. Do your thing, 21.
Yellow diamonds in the watch. This shit costs a lot. Never seen a die. That's how you get shot. I DM in vanish mode, I do that shit a lot. Took her panties off and it's thicker than a plot. All my exes ain't nothing, them hoes busted. If my ops ain't rapping, they ass ducking. You ain't ready to pull the trigger, don't clutch it. I know you.
The first instinct to call anyone else is always to call when Gogo to come here. They plan same time. So thank you, Gogo, for your gift and Zerayona. And
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bessie. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip
That's it. I like this so much. But I said on autism. However, I want to say I'm very proud of you. And ngiyathemba ukuthi yonke into eyifisayo and yonke into oyimanifestayo iyenzeke ngale ndlela ofuna iyenzeke ngayo, because you're a hard worker, you're very focused, you're very driven. And if you continue continue being that.
You on your period, baby. Can you suck it? I'm a savage. Smacker, booty, and magic. I slap a nigga with the ratchets. I might slap a track on this whip and get the addy. Don't call me on Christmas Eve. Call your dad. Call your uncle. Don't call me. Always in my ear, your whole fleet. Why my ass be posting guns and only use they feet? Hey, like an athlete, I got
all you hoes, all of you hoes need to remember who y'all talking to. It's the Slaughter Gang CEO. I got for you if I'm not working, girl. If I'm busy, no. You need to find you someone else to call when your bank account get low. You need to find you someone.
That's nuts, Millie.